Why dieting doesn't work for six sensories, especially in their relationships with five sensories. Welcome back, and today I'm talking about a topic that's true to my heart and how it affects relationships with positive people. When you're sensitive, you probably have a specific kind of diet that you want to achieve in 2025. The diet that you choose is so critically important because there are a million diets out there and 98% of them don't work. They don't achieve any kind of result. People sell you crappy products, you waste your money. And so how do you actually stay true to your diet? I am someone actually who comes from a family of obesity, and by destiny, I should be obese myself, but I've actually managed to avoid it. And the way that I did that was by finding deeper meaning in my diet. And people will say, that diet shouldn't be a one size fits all. My diet happens to be vegetarian. And you might say, there's nothing wrong with eating meat. And I would say, there's nothing wrong really with any diet if you think about it. But any diet that's gonna stick, that's gonna help you lose weight long term, it has to be meaningful to you. And if it's meaningful to you, that's how you're gonna be able to engage in talking about it in a way that's respectful, that's constructive with a five sensory. Because an arbitrary diet, if you think about it, you just say, I'm just gonna eat purely meat, for example. And this is not a criticism of that diet since I'm vegetarian, but the problem with that is, what is the deeper meaning of just eating meat other than to lose weight? You know, it's just annoying. People don't really respect you for just eating a ton of meat in order to lose weight. And the five sensory in your life, when you try to justify that to the five sensory in your life as a sixth sensory, as an intuitive, sensitive person, they're gonna call you on your crap. They're basically gonna say this is a stupid diet, and they're not wrong using their logic to make that judgment. You know, what is the deeper meaning of your diet? Why are you making the choices that you're making? There could be a really deep reason in terms of your health or in terms of your spirituality. For example, I like not harming animals. That's meaningful to me. But you could also say, I like not harming myself when I don't eat sugar. You know, maybe that's a big one for you that you really want to stick with in 2025, that you don't want to keep having acne and tons of weight on your body and mood swings that go up and down because you're on a sugar high and then you're crashing. These are the deeper reasons to go on a diet. And if there's a very deep meaningful reason about it, and bonus tip, if there is a community behind you supporting you in this dietary choice, you're a lot more likely to be successful. You're a lot more likely not to be obese, not to be overweight, to feel attractive in your relationships to five sensories. But if your diet is arbitrary and done for really silly reasons, really artificial, superficial reasons, then nobody's going to respect you for it. Nobody's going to really encourage you to keep going on that diet. It's just going to be another fad, another trend that's on the internet that's going to be gone in a few years. And you want to make sure you're not wasting your money on people who are feeding you misinformation, that are telling you to do a certain kind of diet for superficial reasons, and it wears off in about a week. I don't mean to criticize any particular diet or say it's not meaningful. This is my take on diet and beauty, is that it has to come from a deeper place of trying to make a difference in the world and trying to build on something in your community that is positive. Thousands of years ago, diet was really opened up by Christians because we wanted to believe as Christians that it didn't really matter what your diet was, that only people who were trying to get some kind of artificial authority in other religions were using diet as some kind of way to hold other people hostage, to say why they're better than someone else. And there is a lot of different justifications from different religions saying, this is why I'm better because I am vegetarian. I am better because I eat this type of food. I am better because blah, blah, blah. And that's not what I'm talking about here. When I'm talking about picking a diet that is meaningful and then holding it hostage over other people to say, this is why I'm an authority figure. What I mean is, we just all want to be healthy. We just want to not suffer from having too much weight on our bodies. But our decisions as human beings need to come from a deep place as sensitives. Because when we do it from a deep place, nobody's going to fudge us or bully us out of our position. All the meat eaters can criticize us as much as they want till the cows come home, but we are firm in our commitment because we know why we're choosing to do something. Okay, so you have to have those reasons. This is the reason I'm committing to X, Y, and Z. This is the reason why I'm going to stick to this diet long term, because short-term diets don't work. Have you ever noticed that people will go on a diet and then they crash and then they gain all the weight back again? That is our biology. Our bodies are wired when they're stressed to see any food that's immediately available. And rather than cook something, just take the potato chips off the shelf. And that's a good diet tip, by the way. Don't stock your shelves with a ton of snacks that you can just grab on the go, because then you'll probably just eat all of it and get fat. And then you'll go through the cycle of consuming more and spending more money on groceries and wasting it, adding pounds to your body, and then wasting more money to try to go exercise to get the pounds off. And it just becomes a big waste of time. Not to say that exercise is a waste of time. I spend a lot of time doing exercise and it's great and it's healthy for you, but you don't want to add unnecessary pounds and unnecessary pressure on yourself and waste your money by stacking your house full of food that is going to tempt you to be more fat than you need to be. And we're hardwired to do this. Then you just take all of the tempting food out of your house, right? And then your only choice is to cook something healthy for yourself. One of my healthy go-tos right now is I'm cooking semolina with a little bit of milk and hot water, and it's really delicious. I do that as a snack when I'm feeling extra hungry, and then it fills me up because it's warm. And oatmeal with large flakes does the same thing too. You can add as much, raisins or maple syrup as you want. Be careful with that. Be careful with the sugar, pump the brakes on that. But for me, that as a snack has been very helpful recently. And that warmth keeps my stomach full and satisfied. And it's relatively quick to cook too. It does take a tiny bit of time to cook it, but you get used to it and you cook it quick. The bottom line is there are really great solutions for diet out there, but you have to think it through. You have to be conscious, and it has to be something you do for life, your habits, rather than a one-time short-term sacrifice. Your body will adapt, it will gain the weight back, and then it will be harder for you to lose weight the heavier you become. One of the tricks with diet is you want to be proactive. Pick the thing at a young age that is meaningful to you. And if you're not young, start now. It's never really too late. As long as you're still in good health, then pick the diet you need for you that is meaningful. You have to think it through. You have to think about what the conversations are going to look like, because any diet that's superficial that people are going to criticize you for and bully you out of isn't really helpful to you. And you want to make sure that whatever you've chosen, you're going to stick by. And if there's a meaningful reason behind it, you're more likely to stick to it and you're more likely to succeed in 2025.